good morning. It's still dark, as you can see here behind me. I'm still a little bit like sleeping. I think it's like 5 something in the morning. I slept actually quite well. We went to bed so early. You remember 7 o'clock, and there was one group in the same room with us. They were super crazy because they were reading all night, and they were so excited because today they're going to Lost City. They made a show like today is Christmas, I don't know. They woke up super early, woke everybody up with their headlights, and I don't know. How can you be so disrespectful when you share a room with other people, but some people just have no feeling for this. Anyway, day number 3 in the Lost City tour, and today we are going up the steps, and now we have breakfast. This is how it looks like. It's very simple actually today. There's Marty.
Having cheese from the tube.
That's like a milk, cheese, cream, butter or something out of a bag. And after breakfast we will immediately start and hike up. See you soon. This is the back side of the camp, and we are currently waiting here with our group. That's the dynamic of a group. There's always somebody late, and then we will go along the path along the river, cross the river one more time, and then up there somewhere in the clouds is the Lost City. The last part of this trek is not very developed, or how you should say, because this is why, because there are no donkeys and horses following the path, so this is only used by humans, but it's very beautiful next to the river. And unfortunately it rained last night. Well, maybe it's better it rains during the night instead of the day. But it's very slippery, so you really have to watch your step. So here is the beginning of the 1,260 steps, actually, to be exact.
1,260.
Which were built by the Tayrona people. Actually now this last steps up, or maybe we have done halfway, the group became really quiet. I think everybody has some expectations and is kind of with himself, which is beautiful also because you hear all the birds and really can enjoy the nature here. So these are the final steps. Up there you can see the first foundation of the Lost City. And I'm really happy. All in all, this trek is 47 kilometers in 4 days. So now we have done 23.5 kilometers already. And the way back is mostly downhill. We made it. Did you do it? Yes, we did it. Amazing.
No way. You never heard of the Lost City?
How is das?
Look at us.
Oh, this for this.
Yeah. Okay, this is the map of the lost city, and you can see that we are actually currently here, and all these round places here used to be a home of one family. This is a foundation, and the staircase, which you can see in some parts, and also later then in the footage we will take, was the entrance actually to the house which was built on this round foundation. And the lost city is quite big. You can see we are only here, and there's much more here in the jungle. They divide it in different areas, so they say this is like the trade area, most probably because it's very close to the river where we came up when they were selling stuff to other people. It was the closest point to evacuate it from the city towards the river. And then the central area, which is here, called the ceremonial area. And this is also, you can see this because the places are much bigger, so probably the people who had a function and were in a higher hierarchy, they had of course also a bigger house. And then here at the end, I forgot, what was this?
Piedras, that's where the stones come from.
Yeah, of course. This was like the mine where they carved all the stones to build the houses. And actually, they say that 2,000 to 4,000 people were living in the city. They're not quite sure. And the lost city is called Lost City because it was lost in the jungle and only discovered in the early 70s. And then it was found by a guy and his two sons who were looking for jewelry, etc. from the graves. And then they found the city, and they also stole a lot of artifacts and jewelry. Until then the government sent military to protect this archaeological site. And you can see some of the treasures and jewelry they found here in the Museum of Santa Marta, of the Museo del Oro in Santa Marta. So if you stay in Santa Marta before, it's advisable to visit the museum before, so you can see what they have found here in advance. So now we will stroll a little bit through the lost city.
Sacred area of Lost City, there is this map that the Tayronas made on this stone, representing the Sierra Nevada. On top you have the two peaks, Bolivar and Colon, and these are rivers going down, and these are pathways. And you have lakes, these holes, and you have different villages. And the Lost City, as its name tells us, is lost somewhere here. We don't really know where it is. It must be at this level because this is 5,200 meters high. So Lost City is somewhere here. This level, which is a bit higher, we have another map. This map is actually a map of the Lost City. And the looters, when they came here in the 70s, they found this rock on top of that circle there. And they removed it here because they were thinking there's a lot of gold underneath. They didn't find any gold. They left the map here that we can now enjoy. And it shows all these places that they were in the Lost City in different areas with the little pathways throughout.
Yeah, and it's actually also every piece is like a piece of a family,
yes,
piece of land.
Like
so you can see there's a lot of more terraces up there where the people are little dots. There's a military group also. And there's also a military base up here. And there's just a helicopter arriving, which will land on one of these terraces. impressive, the landing of the helicopter here. You can imagine it's super silent in the jungle, and then the big machine like this coming. And they mostly actually got kerosene probably for their electricity generators, and eggs and fruits. So they should be safe for the next couple of days. From the highest point here you have a beautiful view into the jungle, and the clouds are just sticking to the top of the mountains, and the sun is slowly coming out. It's not very warm here, I would say maybe it's like 18-17 degrees, which makes it very pleasant. So funny, because here two ants were normally cutting leaves. They found a piece of the palm chips we just had, and the one on the left had it first and the right one wants to have it now. So they're having a little bit like an argument. The piece is so big.
Ese es una coral.
Es la coralillo, ¿no?
Sí, se está asoleando ahí.
Is it toxic or?
Sí.
Sí.
Este es tóxico.
Now we are on our way back to Camp 3, actually where we slept last night. Going to have lunch, and this is kind of like the exit path from the lost city, if you can say so. And as the sun didn't really came out today, stones are super slippery. Have to be careful. So now we're at the final exit of the lost city. And what time is it? It's 10:30.
So 3.5 hours.
3.5 hours, and it's quite big, and
It's very big.
there's lots to see, especially when you have a guide. He explains all the details. So I was expecting less, because when you see the ruins of the Mayas, etc., Palenque, Machu Picchu, you see much more. Here you just see the foundations, but the surrounding with the jungle is really impressive, and it's a beautiful place to visit. So we just had lunch. We had pasta with some cheese, I don't know what it was, and some beef. Maybe it was the beef from last night, which I grinded up into the pasta. And I feel a little bit like it's like an anticlimax. I don't know, we have been up to that city now, back in the camp, and I'm super exhausted, I'm really tired. And now we have to go back. I think it's another 3.5 hours hike. Yeah, and I'm just exhausted. I just slept like 10 minutes on a mattress up there. And let's see how the second day will end today. I think we are really, really lucky, because we don't have, no, the third day, sorry, because we don't have any rain so far, only during the night, but I think it would be really a pain during the day if it would be constantly pouring down on you. So, and today the sun is not out, so it's not so hot, but we are also still very high. Now we are going down, so it's going to be more warm and more humid again. There comes the food for the next group and our group crossing the river. I think this is the last river today to cross. On many places there are little farms where the people have their animals running around, like these pigs. And there are the little babies. One black one and the other one, two black ones. And the other ones
eating fresh jungle herbs here. Hey! We are at the bridge now where we crossed before. It was like 1 hour down the hill. I'm super exhausted. I'm not allowed to film Marty because he's even more exhausted. Now I can show you, he's over there. And from here it's 30 minutes, 40 minutes according to our guide Alex, who is doing a super great job. And then we will probably just chill and lay down and have a tea. And that will be the end of the day number 3. The lunch actually today, the pasta was too heavy. There was a fried banana also, a cooked banana with it. Luckily I didn't eat that. And I eat only 2/3. But some people of our group have some stomach problems because it's so heavy to digest, and then you do this super hard exercise. So when you do this tour, watch out how much you eat and what you eat.